How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode, episode 4, here in the 2021 postseason. In the last one, we finished off year number 1 with a record of 46, 32, and 4, which was good enough to capture our first ever divisional title. We won the Metropolitan Division by just 1 point over the Philadelphia Flyers and 2 points over the Pittsburgh Penguins. So it was a very close race in the Metro, but we came away with our first ever title, and that was also good enough for 5th best in the NHL. So it was quite a successful season, I would have to say. In the last one, it was part 2 of the regular season as well, so we did make some finalizing moves heading into the postseason, most notably going out and picking up Chris Driedger. Florida, an excess of goaltenders. We had the tools, not the tools, but the resources to make it happen. Didn't cost a lot. And down the stretch, he went 11-7-0, 928 save percentage, and 2.08 goals against average. So his numbers were fantastic at a time where we really needed him to be, because Elvis and Korpisalo have not been very good, just speaking honestly here. Heading into the playoffs, we're going to roll with the lines as we had them at the end of the year. Patrick Laine, going to swap him with Boone Jenner here as was suggested, and that gives us our +5 on the first line. Sam Reinhardt, our new first-line center, has been killing it. Our second line of Atkinson, Texier, and Bjorkstrand has been amazing as well, as we swap Bjorkstrand down to the second line, put Jenner for the +5, etc. Max Domi currently in a third-line center role, and our fourth line doing very well. Kurashev getting some good growth. Defense, Justin Falk was probably the biggest surprise of the season. We picked him up 21 games into the season, played him for 60 games, and he scored 57 points with a +24. So him and Gavrikov with a +5 have been amazing. Werenski, Jones, Carlson, Kukan, the other defensemen we're rolling with. And we're taking on the Florida Panthers in round number 1. So before we kick off the episode, we did have some things we had to think about, including some contract negotiations. And before I get into the comments at all, I just want to comment that you will be seeing this video is over an hour long. Maybe it's an hour and 3 minutes, maybe it's an hour and a half, maybe it's an hour and 50 minutes. I don't know, I always change it up. If you are brand new to the channel, what I do in my playoff videos is that to keep there from being any spoilers, I make the video always about an hour or more. Sometimes less, sometimes more, to really mix it up, because something that I personally always hate is when watching franchise mode videos is when the playoffs are beginning and it's a 28-minute video, right? And things aren't going well in round number 1. You say, well, I guess this is about to wrap up. So you are reacting live with me. Are there going to be reverse sweeps, crazy upsets, Stanley Cup run, first round exit? Who knows what it will be in this first playoff season, first playoff berth that we have in this franchise mode. And I hope that you will enjoy the surprise, as will I. So getting into the YouTube comments here, first one, Motion Vid says, we need to get a chant going when we play Florida at home. I suggest, you need Driedger. And then I replied, maybe even something like, thank you, Zito, the general manager of the Florida Panthers. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get a chance to put out those cheers. But that would be a great chant for the Columbus Ultras when we go down to Florida. I'm trying to fly through these comments as quickly as possible because we do have hopefully a long playoff ride ahead of us. Part of Michael's comment saying that we should get Laine signed long-term, as it will show Seth Jones that GM Data is committed to excellence and most of all winning. Heart the vids, keep it going, mi amigo, muchas gracias. Legend loves the deal for Driedger, thinks that Gabriel Carlson could come out for Kyle Wood. We're definitely thinking about calling him up, but he's currently injured, so that's the only issue. I like the bridge deal for Laine, but wait on Reinhardt and Texier. Maybe think about trading away Demaris on draft night. Yanni Pekka loving the offense on this team, saying when you got 8 dudes scoring 20+ goals in a season, I think you could say there's some attacking flair going on. We do have an attacking coach, so maybe that has a negative effect on our defense. Look at our associate coach, get some A+ defense, etc. Our associate coach does have an A+ on defense already, so unfortunately I don't think we can make it much better than it already is. USSR Canadian saying that as a Columbus fan, we need to remember they are a hard-working team who puts defense first. That being said, their weakness has always been offense. Make sure in the draft do not discriminate against player types such as two-way forwards, so we keep the roster diverse when it comes to player types. I could not agree more. We're trying to build a defense-first kind of team that is scoring very well, surprisingly. but we definitely want to have a solid defensive core. And that's especially true if we're going to have Werenski and Jones as 1 and 2 in the long term. Vinny, definitely re-sign Reinhardt and Texier if you can, because I've seen them simulate really well. Keep up the good work and push for that Stanley Cup GM data. We will absolutely try our best. Jackie B, get Laine signed realistically for the 3 to 5 year contract. Wait on Reinhardt, because he asks for $8 million, but we could probably go down to 6 or 7. Keep Drieger as the starter and get Tex the legend signed long-term ASAP. He sometimes can grow to things like 89. JVR, that third pair D's not doing well. Kyle Wood call-up, question mark? Definitely possible once he's healed from his injury. And last comment going over to Cody, saying that Drieger is 100% the starter going into the playoffs, but don't be afraid to give Corpy or Elvis the chance to redeem themselves if the opportunity presents itself. Think about getting Laine on that 3-year bridge deal if you feel like he'd take a team-friendly contract after the year that he has had. As for Reinhardt, if we go 6 years, he wants only 8.25, thinking about that 85% rule. If you don't know it, usually if a player wants to extend, you can get them for 85% of what they're asking for. So not actually 7.775, but more like 6.45. Not sure if you feel that's high or not, given we're probably keeping Jones around after the year we had. Still not sure about Seth Jones, even if we're doing very well. In the real life, he got traded. I don't think that means that we have to trade him, but I think that, I don't know, I think this team could be successful even without Seth Jones, but who knows? There's still a lot of things up in the air. We would like to keep him, and that is our goal. Then there are some discussions on Texier and what we should do with him / Kurashev. Texier just simulates so well, so I really want to keep him on this team, even if he would be a good sell-high candidate. Keep the +5, swap Laine and Jenner to the other wings. Already did that. Could go back to the +3 with Bjorkstrand if needed. And then going over to the Discord server as well, ZNC, glad we got Florida because 1, they never went around, and 2, the Drieger Revenge series. A second line power forward would be good, so a guy like Evander Kane or Zach Hyman are the guys to look at, and Atkinson would have to go. Laine can qualify at 7.5, 3-year deal at 85% makes sense. Don't sign anyone else for now, especially Reinhardt. Way too expensive and probably needs to be qualified. And if this team somehow wins the cup, and there has to be a captain to hoist it, make it Seth Jones. Then he can't refuse an extension, right? So getting into the extensions, first and foremost, we do have $21.373 million to spend. I would like to do 3 years for Patrik Laine. I think he as a player would be interested in a bridge deal, and I think he'd also be interested in a discount after the season that he just had and the season that the team had, actually. So I think he's happy to stay, but I also think that he's not going to sign super long term. So this makes sense for everyone who is concerned. 85% of this is 6.438, so we can get him for 6.45 if we round to the nearest thing that we can sign him to. So 3 years at 6.45 would be fantastic if he wants to sign that. And then going to Sam Reinhart, we said that he wants a little bit too much right now. It would be in the 8 millions. And even Alex Texier, after a 60-plus point season, if we keep him as an RFA, he wants to go 4 years at 4.186, so something around the early 4 millions. If we do get him signed long term, which was like an 8-year contract, bringing him to the age of 29, that would be costing us 4.5 million basically. So we can go 8 years, 5 million, or we can go 4 years and get him for about 4.2 million. So I don't know. Should we do that now, or should we wait for him to tear it up in the playoffs and want even more? That's the question right here. I am leaning towards the 8 years because I don't think 8-year extensions that are that cheap come along pretty often. I know it's not super cheap, but we're really anticipating a lot of growth from him. So this might be an executive decision here because it might be too late if I wait till after the playoffs, and I might just go for it. 4.975, I could probably get it. 8 years, 4.975, just shy of 5 million. I'm going to send it to him. If he doesn't want it, we can figure things out, but I'm going to send that to Alex Texier, and the rest of the players, I will keep them whatever into free agency. Reinhardt is too much money, but I think Texier, for a top 6 player, young, just scored 60 points, I think he can get about 5 million. If Sam Bennett on Florida can get signed for like 4.4 after putting up, 15 points in 10 games, which is great, and he gets paid 4.4. I think Texier, a young rookie who just put 60-plus points, can get 4.975. Anyways, all that is now done, and we're heading into round number 1 against the Florida Panthers, a team that we just got their backup goalie, and now they have Spencer Knight in there. The team is stacked offensively, of course, in that first line with Jonathan Huberdeau Alex Barkov and Patrick Hornquist. Second line, Achari, Verhaeghe, and Anthony Duclair. Gusev, Bennett, there he is, and Frankie Vetrano on the third line. Fourth line is still pretty stacked here. Tippett, Wenberg, and Walmart. That's a solid third line. So their offense is not 82s and 80s on the third line is not great, but I'd say it's well-rounded with a very, amazing and top-heavy, I guess, first line. Defense is pretty amazing as well. Yandel Ekblad is a great first pair. Hamilton Uyghur is a really crazy second pair. Nudivara and Montour is a solid third pair. That could be a second pair. Nudivara, former 7th-round selection of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Between the pipes, they have Sergei Bobrovsky, backed up by Spencer Knight. And the only real guy that they have scratched, they have 2 defensemen, they're Stralman and Gudis. So, without further ado, we're ready to hop into the playoffs. No other line changes to make at the moment. Power play and pounding kill were both great. We swapped the wings on the first line. It's our first playoff action as divisional champions in franchise history. We do have a lot riding on this. The fans are excited, and we really, really need to show them something. There was also, in Legends comment, he wanted me to look at the created players. The only players who were in the NHL this season were Worf, Rozhenko, and Coconut Hobbs. So just to quickly say, Worf grew to an 84 overall, had 16 points, was a negative 34 in 82 games. And then for Coconut Hobbs, he was down on the Ontario Reign, went 25, 11, and 7, 5 shutouts, and had really nice numbers. So just to throw that out there for anyone who wanted to see about the created players. And I totally forgot Michael Oliver here on the Buffalo Sabres. He scored a lot of goals with that shooting. Yeah, 22 goals and 1 assist, 23 points, negative 6, and 16 penalty minutes. So 99 discipline, 5-star physical, 5-star shooting, but 37 passing. It's quite the player right there. So now we're actually ready to get into the playoffs. It is Game 1, Round 1 at Nationwide Arena. We are at home. We have the home ice advantage, and we are ready to do this. Let's get that first period action ready to go right here. And it's 2-0 Panthers. Nice. So starting off with a power play goal, Anthony Duclair on Chris Driedger, and then 51 seconds left in the period, Duclair gets his second, a former Columbus Blue Jacket, no less. That's 2 goals on 16 shots to open it up, and that is not ideal. We only have 5 shots. They are tripling our shots through 20 minutes. Let's wake up in the second period, boys. I know that was we ended off the season on a hard note with like a 10-3 loss or something, but let's regain our composure. Let's regroup. Let's get shots on net, and we're one of the better offensive teams in the NHL. Let's show them what we got. Second period, no scoring. We do get more shots in that one. That was a 13-shot period. Now 24-18 in Florida's favor. We still have 20 more minutes to get back into this, starting with a power play that's killed off. We give Florida a power play. We kill it off ourselves. And now another power play for the Panthers. It's that was just a full 2 minutes. Nothing coming here as the Panthers getting more power play action, of course. Well, if that's to be expected. They're going to score if you keep giving them power plays. 4-0 Panthers now. Great. And Bjorkstrand breaks the shutout, but it's definitely not going to be enough. Justin Falk adds one too. Hey, and then Reinhardt, hold on, with a minute left. Anything to... Oh, and then Vetrano adds... On Driedger, no less. Not even an empty netter. So we score 3 goals in like a minute and 20 seconds here from Bjorkstrand, Falk, and Reinhardt. But then Vetrano scores with 3 seconds left on top of it. We drop this one 5-3 in the end. Shots 39-26. Okay, at least there was a flash of something in the end. A little bit of passion somewhere, boys. Let's go. Let's take that. Let's bottle it up. Let's put it into game number 2 at home. And let's continue right there. Okay, Alex Texe, easy decision to renew the contract. Thank you very much. And Patrick Laine, also an easy decision. Great. So it's nice to have them locked up. You don't need to think about the numbers anymore. You got your contracts. You can play fully to your best possible abilities. And that leaves us with $11.673 million of extension. Hopefully we can get Reinhardt for about $7 million, and that would leave us with something like $4 million to deal with all the other depth pieces, which would not be an issue. All right, lovely. Game number 2, let's keep up that third period momentum. We're at home. Remember that fire inside of you, and do not let off for a second. First period, 3-1. Yikes. Driedger, man. Power play goal from Hornquist. Verhaeghe and Wenberg score even strength. 3 goals in 8 minutes. Atkinson scores a power play goal for us, where the shots are even at 10, but we are down by 2. Second period, 4-2. We exchange a goal apiece. Shorthanded goal for Boone Jenner, which is nice, but then Huberdeau comes right back. Elvis in nets after Driedger lets in 3 goals on 10 shots. Merzlikins has now let in 1 goal on 13 shots. And we're down by 2 here in the third period. We had a 3-goal third period last game. Let's see it again right here. Just don't wait until the final 2 minutes, please. Power play Blue Jackets, and there's Max Domi on the power play, bringing us within 1. Thank you very much. His first of the postseason. Halfway through the third period. Shots 31-26, excuse me, for the Panthers. Under 5 to go, down by 1. It all comes down to this with 2 minutes to spare. Late heroics pull the goalie, but nothing happens. Shots were 38-31. And the Panthers take it 4-3 the final. Elvis had 31 saves. Look at him. Boone Jenner, a goal and 2 assists. We got all 3 stars. Domi, 3rd star. And we drop it 4-3. All right. We got to make changes now. This is the point where you got to make changes. Not only do we drop 2 games, and the first 2 games no less, but both at home. And I don't know why it tells us we're seller status after winning the conference. So Jenner's looking good. Reinhardt, whatever. Laine with nothing is hurting us. Bjorkstrand, Texier, Atkinson. Then going on to the third line, Robinson 1 assist. Yeah, the offense seems to be okay. No big -2 for Bozak. 0, 0, -2, -3. What? -1 and 0. I'd like to call up Kyle Wood, but he's still injured. Chris Drieger, 822 save percentage, 6.91 goals against average. Lovely. Thanks for nothing. Elvis, 968 save percentage. Get in there and redeem yourself. Let's go. I'm probably going to bring in Jason Demers. Maybe he could be a better playoff performer here. Because Gabriel Carlson, as much as I like him, 75 poise and a -1 in 2 games. Demers, he has 85 poise. You know what? Let's hope that does something. It should keep a +1. Might even be a +3. Let me see Demers with Kukan. +3. That could be huge. Playing Demers as an 85. Kukan as an 82. Let's try it out. Jason Demers, you're going to be playing third pair defense. Elvis, you're between the pipes. We are at BB&T Center in Florida, and we need to get back in this series ASAP. We cannot drop this game. First period, 0-0, shots 10-7 for the Panthers. Second period, 1-0, Cam Atkinson. There we go. Shots are tied at 20. Both goalies playing strong, but Cam Atkinson is the first behind the back of the net as we're heading into the final 20 minutes with a slim 1-goal lead. Power play for the Panthers. We kill that off. That's a huge penalty kill. Shots are still sitting pretty even. Halfway through the period, power play for Florida once again. It's another penalty kill. Let's go. Who's taking these penalties? And Owen Tippett on that 4th line ties it up at 1. 7.5 to go. Now under 5. 1-1 game, and Sam Reinhardt with 2:57 to go. Could that be the game winner? But no, Dougie Hamilton ties it up again. Just a minute and 50 seconds after Sam Reinhardt gives us the late lead. With a minute and 7 seconds to go, it's Dougie Hamilton tying this back up. Penalty. Who's taking penalties? Kukan for tripping and Falk for elbowing. All right, shots are 31-29 for the Panthers. 2-2 is the score, and we're headed into overtime. Overtime in Florida. A goal for us puts us back in this series and makes it a 2-1 lead for the Panthers, but a goal for Florida puts them up 3-0 in this series headed into Game 4. Let's see who's going to be the hero. Patrick Laine leading the rush here over the blue line. Hasn't scored yet. Nice move. Dipsy Doodle still has control. In front, one-timer is stopped by Bobrovsky. Very nice setup, and Sam Reinhardt was on the doorstep. He's still hungry. He thought he had the game winner earlier, and he really wants to find it this time. Hornquist making some moves. Barkov, big kick save from Elvis. Seth Jones pinned in the corner. Can't get it fished out. Huberdeau, Barkov through traffic. Oh my goodness, on the doorstep. Good defending, but that's going to draw a penalty. That might have been a game saver, though. But it's going to be 2 minutes for tripping to Boone Jenner, I believe. No, to Zach Werenski. 2 minutes for tripping there. So, yeah, okay, actually, okay, I thought it was the play before that the penalty was for, so that was an unnecessary penalty. Great coverage in front of the net, but now it's Wenberg, Bennett, and Verhaeghe up against Roslovic and Frolik. This has to be a big penalty kill. Face-off win, yes, and Gavrikov will clear that down. Nice. Zoma gets it up to Bennett now. Good poke check, but he still has possession. Hits off a skate, and Elvis hangs on. Here's Sam Bennett. Oh, great move to Verhaeghe. Big blocker save by Elvis, though. Huge blocker save. Empty. Again, another penalty coming up. 5-on-3 for a minute and 8 seconds now. Another tripping penalty. Now for Seth Jones. That's great. Werenski and Jones are both in the box. Nice. My top 2 D-men. What are you doing, Seth? 2 for tripping. Both tripping penalties. Nice. Jack Roslovic out with Gavrikov and Falk. 5-on-3 for a minute and 8 seconds. Shots are 6-1 in overtime. Big face-off win, and Falk gets that out of the zone. Barkov. Oh, good poke check by Elvis. Hornquist. Huber, one-timers blocked by Falk, and then Roslovic dumps it down. Great penalty killing. Barkov, good poke check. There you go. Justin Falk. He can put up 64 points, and he can still get it done defensively as well. Okay. Roslovic is back out. Loses that draw. Ekblad, one-timer. Big save, Elvis. Why are there 2 guys chasing the puck on a 5-on-3? Please get back. Panthers coming in. Broken up a little bit. Who can't get it? There we go. And Roslovic dumps it down. And now it's back to 5-on-4 as Werenski is out of the box for another 45 seconds now. Still a penalty to kill off. Wenberg, Verhaeghe, Sam Bennett now. We got 4 men back. Duclair hits off his own man. Still in the corner are the Panthers. Bennett trying to put it on net. Oh, again, a sliding across the crease is Elvis. Let's go. We can't let these one-timers be open. The defense is sleeping, but Elvis is ready to pounce. And we are back to even strength. Frolik dumps it down, and this is a 5-on-5 overtime once again. Second line is out. Texe loses that draw. Huberdeau finds a ton of open space. Thank you for the glove save, Elvis. But please do not give him a wide open lane like that, defense. OT shots are 14-1 for the Panthers. Big hit. Werenski up to Bjorkstrand. He's off to the races. 2-on-1. Please put it on net. But Ekblad gets back. It was a 2-on-1. Wide open chance. And Werenski stays with the guy's body instead of going for the puck. That's great. Massive breakdown. Bjorkstrand comes back for a breakup there, though. Okay. Bjorkstrand, he's double teamed, triple teamed. Jones up to Reinhardt. Somehow gets through traffic. Reinhardt! Oh, against the team that he's been traded to in real life. And he can't squeeze it by Bobrovsky. Shots are, what, 14-2 here in overtime? Reinhardt loses that draw. Oh my goodness, what a blocker save by Elvis. The one-timer once again wide open on a terrible face-off loss. But sliding across the crease and making miracles is Merzlikins. Now, Laine tries deking through 3 players and loses the puck. No surprise there. Up to Dougie Hamilton now. Hamilton, I gotta see that save again. Vetrano can't get past Gavrikov. He's gonna throw it over to Eric Robinson. Laine, Robinson, triple teamed, 5 players against the bench here. Mackenzie Weegar over the blue line, up against Falk, easily gets by him. Huberdeau, still finding space. Bennett, big glove from Elvis, throws it out to Falk. May have been a mistake there. 6 minutes to go here in overtime. Pinned behind the net. Reinhardt fishing for it, gets it up to Jack Roslovic. And now it's a 2-on-3-ish run. Okay, there we go. We got support. Little deke. Put it in front, Jack, please. To the point. Demaris. Kukan! And that's blocked by Hornquist. We've got, like, no offense in this overtime at all. Nice deke, but good defense. Domi. Demaris. Robinson. Poked away. Kukan regains control. Put that on net, please. Kukan in front, but Montour breaks it up. Roslovic fighting for it. He regains it, though. Barkov still with it. Puts it behind the net to Hornquist. Hornquist in the corner. Gets hit. Gives it to Huberdeau. In front, another big redirection save by Elvis. And this has just been insane. Shots are 49-31. I'd love to know the overtime shots. Look at this play off the draw. Face-off win. Get it right here. Classic. No defense. No one even sees that coming. Look at how much net is open right now. Elvis slides across and gets, is it blocker or stick? I think it's blocker. Gets just the tip of the blocker on it. Oh my goodness. The man is possessed. This has been like 10 minutes of content, which is probably getting boiled down to like 2.5 minutes right now. I'm just commentating for myself. It's all getting cut. But 3:20 left to go in overtime. 4th line is out. Bozak loses the draw. Nudivera, Duclair, Montour, Nudivera. Good passing here from the Panthers. Verhaeghe pinned. Frolik gets it out to Kukan now. Look for the forwards, please. Yes, to Kurashev. 2-on-1. Kurashev, big save. Oh, the kick rebound was there. Power play's coming up as well. And then now the Panthers touch the puck. Okay, let's go. Tripping penalty. 2 minutes for 65. Not sure who that was. I think it was their 4th line out. Was it Wenberg? No, Nudivera. So it is now going to be a 5-on-4 power play as the former Blue Jacket gets 2 minutes. Atkinson, Jenner, and Domi are out. We really need to capitalize. We had like 3 shots in overtime, but we need one of them to just find its way through. Jenner loses the draw to Ekblad, and it's dumped down. Seth Jones setting up, gets it to Werenski. Atkinson, on net, please. Can't even make it through the flood of legs. And then what are you doing, Boone Jenner? Why are you hooking a player for absolutely no reason. It's not a breakaway. There's no reason to do it. Just a fun little hook. Just a little, hey, how's it going? Let me just put this stick around your waist and yank. Barkov coming back up with it. It's a 2-on-2 chance for the Panthers. Kukan will not let him pass, but now he does. Hamilton, big block right there. Let's go, Dean. On net, something, and passes it to Verhaeghe for a breakaway. Thankfully, I don't know who's back there. That's Falk, who just got back in time. Thank you. Ekblad has it. Yandel, big blocker save again from Elvis. This is a super long overtime, so I apologize for the length of this. 40 seconds to go in first overtime action. Kukan's once again leading the charge. Let's go. He's holding down X all the way there. Ekblad, he's held in the corner. Laine has the puck. He's double-teamed and refuses to pass. 2 seconds left. Nothing really coming from this power play opportunity for the Panthers. And that'll be the end of the first overtime. Heading into double overtime. Still 9 seconds remaining on the Panthers' 5-on-4 opportunity. Shots are 51 to 32. Time on attack is pretty even. But, man, Panthers are 0 for 4 on the power play at the moment with 11 shots, I believe. I think that's what it said at the bottom. So Elvis is standing on his head. Jenner's going to be out of the box in 9 seconds, and the stakes are still as high as ever. Over the blue line, gets stopped up by Kukan. We're back to 5-on-5. Bjorkstrand, Werenski, up to Jenner out of the box. 2-on-1. Look for Domi, but Hamilton breaks it up. Dougie. With it is Seth Jones. Pass it out, please. Don't get board pinned or give up the puck. Barkov, Huberdeau, Hornquist. Big save. Rebound again. Elvis just making up for all the AI blunders here. Bjorkstrand gets thrown to the boards like he's... Oh, and then Ross will hang on. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. As if he was like a mannequin. Like no weight to his body. Just tossed into the boards. Here comes Justin Falk. Now here's an opportunity. He's using some speed, some offense. Laine, rip it, Bello, please! And Achari comes back. Why can't you just shoot? How are the Panthers taking so many shots and no one on my team wants to shoot? Oh, please. Fourth line's out. Frolik. Skate, Bello. Yes. On net. In front. Oh. Boone Jenner on the doorstep. Stopped by Bobrovsky. Yandel. Bozak's fishing for it, but Bennett comes away. No problem. Or shoulder to the head, more like it. Frolik in front. Oh, huge bad save on Bozak. Now Kurashev with a chance. He misses the net. Oh, Bozak getting just stopped like a brick wall by the pad of Sergei Bobrovsky coming out of nowhere. And beautiful trip right there. That's a textbook trip. Just making him go flying and toppling over himself. And it'll be another power play for the Panthers as I am dying in front of the screen. Dean Kukan off to the box. Here's Barkov now. Stopped up by Jones. Still has possession. Stick lifted. Jones, great defense, and he'll dump that out. Huberdeau, nice move there, but passes it backwards to Dougie. Easy save for Elvis. And that's a lucky, lucky break for us. 47 seconds left in the Panthers' power play. Faceoffs are 61-39 for the Panthers. That's not great, but we win that one. That's nice. Still give up the puck, though. Not nice. Duclair. Oh, my goodness, that had a chance. Ekblad. Wenberg. In front. Backhand stopped by Elvis. 30 seconds left in the power play. Sam Bennett. Big pad save. Rebound stopped again. Elvis sticks with it. More than halfway through double overtime. This overtime has been over 20 minutes of me sitting here. Hopefully it's not more than something like 5 minutes for you. But this has been literally over 20 minutes now. Now EA is telling me that the fourth overtime went back to second overtime. Wenberg gets pushed off the puck just like by getting just pushed in the back of the head. Ekblad slap shot through traffic is gloved by Elvis. And we're back to 5-on-5. Huberdeau skating into the zone. Oh, the one-timer is broken up by Robinson. Reinhardt, come on, take advantage of these odd man rushes. Puts it off a skate. Barkov in the corner. In front, Huberdeau. Stopped. Fighting for it down low. Huge hit on Barkov. Let's take advantage. Let's go. Bjorkstrand to Reinhardt. Put it in front. Put it on net. Something gets hit. Bjorkstrand with the puck. Shoot, Bello. Glove save Bobrovsky. Demaris look for the open space. There you go. Bjorkstrand. Rip it, Bello. Please. Reinhardt. Atkinson scores! Cam Atkinson with 5:16 left in double overtime. And the Blue Jackets win it. Oh, a huge Game 3 victory. Everyone, just take out your wallets and put a $100 bill at Elvis Merzlikin's stall tonight. Dinner's on you, the date, the vacation for the wife, everything. Oh my goodness, Bobrovsky lets that one in. He was sprawling. He lies down in defeat afterwards. Cam Atkinson, the longest-serving Blue Jacket, gets the winner here, and we have life in this series. Oh my goodness, what a game this was. Shots end 65-37. Somebody look this up. Is that a playoff record, making 63 saves? I don't think so, because there's probably games that have gone longer than that have more saves. Reinhardt, third star of the night with a goal and an assist, but that's definitely a Blue Jackets record somewhere in there. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere. We lost so many faceoffs as well. Atkinson, second star of the night, 2 goals, including the game winner. Panthers were 0 for 6 on the power play. We had a ton of penalty killing. They had great passing. They had time on attack. They had everything. But Elvis, 63 saves from Elvis Merzlikins, and that gets him first star honors. First star of the night, first star of the week, first star of the month. I'd give him the Conn Smythe right now. My goodness, and this series is 2-1 Florida. Goodness gracious. I can't do another overtime. Back to BB&T Center for Game 4. The season in Cleveland is over. The Monsters end with a record of 42-20-14. Very nice. Taking on the Marlies in round number 1. Already lost 4-0 in Game 1. That's great. This series is now 2-1 for Florida. Game 4. Let's just keep it rolling. Elvis, you're in. Nothing else to touch. Let's just do this. Demers played well as well. First period. Oh boy. We really do live in quite a world, don't we? We really do. Hornquist scores twice in 2.5 minutes. Nudi Varis scores. We let in 3 goals on 4 minutes. 3 goals on 11 shots. Elvis makes 63 saves and lets in 2 goals. And then he lets in 3 goals on 11 shots. That's nice. That's great. That's great. I'm not going to blame him. Those were far out shots. You got to be better than that, Elvis. Second period, 4-1, goal apiece. Huberdeau makes it 4-0 on Drieger, who's now in nets. And Eric Robinson gets the lone goal for us. Shots are 17-13 for Florida, and we're down by 3 here in the third period. Power play, 5-on-3 power play, please. Nothing. It's over. We're not scoring 3 goals in 12 minutes. So after all that fight to get back in the series, make it 2-1, we're now going down 3-1 in this series. Despite leading we outshot them in this game, the goaltending just fell apart once again here in the slow sim. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say anymore. I don't. Hornquist with 2 goals. The guy's unstoppable. He's a power forward with 4-star shooting and great players on that first line. I don't know what to say. There's nothing to say. I am going to make some line changes. We got to win 3 games in a row now. That game is over. I'm not saying this series is over. So I'm putting Bjorkstrand back on the first line with Reinhardt and Laine. I'm putting Jenner on the second line center. I'm putting Domi as second line center. So Jenner third line. And that's probably it. Kurashev -2, Bozak -3, Frolik -1. I could bring in Kevin Stenlund. I don't know. Goaltending. I don't even know what we put in nets here, but I guess it has to be Elvis. Drieger's been so bad though that if I need someone to come in relief, I think I'd rather have Korpisalo at the moment. What a crazy fall from grace that is. Kyle Wood is still injured, so I can't call him up. Any defense that I could call up? Not really. I don't think I'll call up Mikko Lehtinen instead of the guys that I do have playing right now, so won't touch that. Power play's been okay sometimes. We have a +5 out there. I can't believe they are not scoring. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to touch a +5 on the power play, but I will change the forward lines. We get +3 on the first line, then +1s in the next 3 after that. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Game 5 at home, nationwide arena. Do it for the fans. Make it a 3-2 series, and let's make it interesting. Let's go. First period in front of the fans. 2-1. At least we have the lead. Atkinson on the power play. I'm calling for power play goals. There it is. Verhaeghe ties it up at 1, but then Gavrikov gives us the lead with 2:17 to go. Shots are 12-5 in our favor, and it's a 2-1 game. Let's extend it, please. Okay, 3-3. So Atkinson, only guy who's scoring goals out here, as he made it 3-2 after Atkinson made it 2-2. Then Wallmark tying this game back up. Shots are 24-15. 3 goals on 15 shots against Elvis. I guess he's just terrible in the slow sim. I don't know what to say. And this game's tied. Third period, final 20 minutes. Do not let this be the final 20 minutes of the season. Thank you so much to Max Domi. Puts us up by 1. Power play Florida. We kill it off. Let's go. Add to it. Give me a 5th. Thank you. There it is on cue. Sam Reinhardt extends our lead to 2. Thank you very much. That first line. Line A, where are you, my friend? 5 minutes to go. Up by 2. Shots 35-22. Let's go, boys. Minute left, and we'll take the dub at home. 5-3 the final. Big third period showing. I skipped over the 3 stars by accident. But 5 goals in 5 games for Cam Atkinson. He's killing it. And we're headed into Game 6 now. In Florida to push this series to 7. Do we do anything to the goaltending here? It was okay in the third period. But Elvis, man, you're scaring me. 9:28. Korpisalo. Do I give Korpisalo a start out of like just cold coming into Game 6? I don't think that would make as much sense. But man, how's Demers been doing? -1 with 1 assist, not bad, I guess. But Falk -3 with 1 goal is what's really shocking me. Can anyone get a +5 with Falk on the first pair? I can go +3 with Falk. Who's doing worse between these two? Werenski's killing it. Could I go? It's not ideal going +3. We're going 3-1-3. Instead of 1-5-3, but I'm going to try to jumpstart Justin Falk, who is a huge part of the regular season success. First line A with no goals in 5 games is disgusting after scoring like 40 goals. Domi has 5 points in 5 games. The second line's doing well. Roslovic -3 with 1 assist in 5 games is shocking. And I guess I just won't touch anything else. There we go. Let's do it. This is the team. This is it. Game 6 in Florida to push it to 7. Patrick Laine, score 2 tonight. Go out and get him, big boy. First period, 2-0. Oh, I was hoping they were both from Laine. But Frolik and Robinson, the bottom 6 comes through. Yes, that's what we need to start off this game with a bang. Second period, 3-0. Cam Atkinson, 6 goals in 6 games. Power play goal. I hope you had him in your fantasy for the your playoff pools. Shots 21-14, and we're up by 3 headed into the third period. This is a huge, huge showing for us. Yes, power plays killed off. Up by 3. Another power play now, and Sam Reinhardt gets a power play goal, and that'll be all she wrote. 4-0 Blue Jackets, and we're headed to Game 7. 5-0 Eric Robinson. Yes, this is the team we know we can be. Let's go. 5-0, and it will be a 21 save shutout for Elvis Merzlikins. Thank you, Elvis. Shots were 37-21. 5-0 the final. Frolik gets first star honors with a goal and an assist. I guess it was game-winning goal. Eric Robinson scores twice, and Merzlikins makes 21 saves. Take notes from Eric Robinson, Patrick Laine. Maybe you should do that. 6 goals in 6 games for Cam Atkinson, and we're headed to Game 7 of round number 1. What happened against the Marlies? 5-0, 7-0 losses. Great. And a 4-0 loss as well. So the 3 losses were all shutout losses. Fantastic. Good job, Cleveland. Nationwide Arena, Game 7 to go to the second round. There's nothing left to say, boys. The lines are what they are. You've been showing some promise. We've been waking up a little bit. Go out there in front of the fans at home in Game 7 and just go to the second round for the second time in franchise history. This is a year to do something special. This is a special team. Go out and show everybody what we already know. First period, 2-0. Barkov scores twice in a minute and 21 seconds. Yeah. I can't even start simming the third period because Dougie Hamilton scores within 40 seconds. Why? How does Elvis get these shutouts and make 62 saves and then let in 3 goals on 13 shots? Oh, man. Now I see the funny side. Now I'm always smiling. 5-1. Headed into the third period, we are down by 4 after allowing 5 goals on 24 shots. A nice, 750 save percentage there? Hamilton, Duclair, Gusev. Lone goal for us coming from Oliver Bjorkstrand. It's not over yet. I've seen crazier things. But you better wake the heck up here, boys. Let's go. Fight like true bellows. Down by 4 in the third period. Where's some scoring? We need a fast one on ×4 speed. We need scoring early. Thanks for taking a penalty and going on the penalty kill. What? At least we kill it off. But we cannot be taking penalties. No scoring in the first 8 minutes when we need to score 4 goals. We take another penalty. That's great. Who is taking these penalties? Hold on. Gavrikov takes 2 penalties. Nice. Thank you. Good job. 2 penalties for him. No scoring. And that's it. We drop in 7 games in round number 1. Thanks. I don't know if it's still Elvis or what, but thanks for making all the saves in the third period here. Shots 38-25. And we're eliminated with a 5-1 loss at home. Was Elvis still in there? Yep, Elvis was still in there. He can't do anything in the first or second period, but in the third, he just turns on the Jets. Dougie Hamilton, just a franchise mode glitch with a goal and 3 assists. Bobrovsky, 24 saves, and that's it. That is it, my friends. Year 1, 7-game exit after a tough roller coaster of a series. 7 points in 7 games for Atkinson. 7 points in 7 games for Bjorkstrand. Where did we fall apart here, guys? Where did we fall apart? 6 points for Domi. Reinhardt had 4 goals, 5 points. That's great. Eric Robinson, man. Eric Robinson. 5 points in 7 games for a 79 overall. And you, Patrick Laine, can't get me a goal? I know 4 assists is nice, but no goals and a -3 in 7 games. Texier, 4 assists was good. Werenski, 4 assists. Gavrikov even had a goal. Even Frolik and Gavrikov had goals. Falk was a huge disappointment. -4 and 2 points after 57 points and a +24. So that was really bad. Kurashev, Jones with 2 assists +3. Bozak, 2 assists -1. Razovic, 1 point -2. Kukan, -2. Elvis 3-3-0 with a 924 save percentage, 2.54 goals against. And Drieger faced 63 shots, had a 857 save percentage, and was responsible for 3 losses. So what kind of a twisted world do we live in? I really don't know. I do not know. I do not know. So I'm going to sim to the draft. I'm going to do the scouting. We're going to see the awards. And then we're going to figure out what are we doing in this offseason, because there are things that must be fixed. So in year number 1, in classic EA fashion, if it's not Toronto, it's Dallas. The Dallas Stars win the Stanley Cup. Grand Rapids Griffins win the Calder. It looks like the Panthers made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, though, as they were up 3-0 in that Eastern Conference Finals. Rangers jumped from 5-1. Canadians jumped from 15-2 with like a 0.2% odds there. And New Jersey via the Islanders jumped from 10-3. LA dropping 1-4 in the draft lottery results. You hate to see that if you're an LA fan. Let's check out the playoff tree here once we get to the end. Oh, actually, retired players first. I doubt we have anybody, or is anyone that big. Hossa, Zetterberg, Kessler, Dubinsky. We traded away Dubinsky. Hainsey, Green. I don't think there'd be anyone, actually. No one for us. And for goalies who retired in the NHL this season, I don't think there's usually... Victor Fast sometimes in year number 1. Coach is retiring here. I don't see anything for Cleveland or Columbus. That's great. Brandon Dubinsky, now a scout. We could think about signing him if we want to after we traded him away in the Justin Falk deal. And let's check out the playoff tree and the awards. So in the Stanley Cup Finals of year number 1, it was the EA Sports Classic, Toronto versus Dallas, the 2 best simulation teams. Florida, though, they went on to have a pretty crazy ride. They just narrowly took down us in 7. Then they narrowly take down the Flyers in 7. Then they lose to the Maple Leafs in 7, who go on to lose to the Stars in 7. So a pretty crazy right side of the playoffs. Meanwhile, Dallas beat Colorado in 6, Vancouver in 7 as well, but then swept out the Oilers before winning a 7-game thriller against the Toronto Maple Leafs to capture their first Stanley Cup since 1999. Going into the playoff stats, just looking at the entire league for any of these crazy totals before we look at Conn Smythe or anything like that. Austin Matthews, of course, 21 goals and 33 points. Marner, Tavares, Nylander, so the top 4 scorers, all coming from the Maple Leafs. But Tyler Seguin with 26 was enough. Ben Radulov, Thornton even 21 points. Sheesh. Zach Hyman's going to be going to free agency as a power forward who we definitely want to think about targeting. He has a good fit for the third line potentially, so you never know. And in the goaltending, it was Ben Bishop going 15-7-1 with 4 shutouts, 918 save percentage, 2.40 goals against average. Freddie Anderson, not the greatest numbers there. So I'd say I'd probably give the Conn Smythe to Austin Matthews with 21 goals. But if it goes to a Stanley Cup champion team, then they probably gave it to Ben Bishop. I don't know. So Stanley Cup to the Stars, President's Trophy to the Lightning. Stars and Maple Leafs, so back-to-back Dallas Stars Stanley Cup berths, so they get it after losing in 2020. Individual awards now. Tyler Seguin winning the Art Ross. Hart going to Mitch Marner. James Norris to John Carlson. I'm sure Falk was a nominee. Lady Byng to Patrick Kane. Calder to Tim Stützle. Conn Smythe to Jamie Benn. That's very surprising. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe he had a really good Stanley Cup final. Vezina to Andrei Vasilevsky, as well as the Jennings. Masterton to Jake Chikrin. Jack Adams to Pablo Prost. No way! That is very rare to win the Jack Adams. If you play franchise mode in 21, you know how rare it is for your coach to win the Jack Adams. This will probably never happen again because we were probably listed as like a seller or something. And we did like a division championship. So that's very likely the reason why Pablo Prost wins the Jack Adams Award. Hey, look at that. The Ryan O'Reilly Award goes to Ryan O'Reilly, Ted Lindsay to Mitch Marner, and Maurice Richard to Austin Matthews. In the AHL, anything for the Cleveland Monsters? Nothing. Matthew Boldy winning some awards down there. And the playoff tree for the AHL. The Cleveland Monsters are actually the ultimate losers of the playoffs, as they lost to the Marlies, who lost to the Americans, who lost to Springfield, who lost to Grand Rapids. So that is lovely. Now here we are at the draft, June 23rd of 2021. Wrapping things up here. Like we said, looking at all expiring deals. Sam Reinhardt, he's up to an 87 overall. He still wants 9.2. He wants even way more for if it's going to be 8 years. So I'm just going to qualify Sam Reinhardt most likely. We'll figure out what happens with him. Even though his overall has gone up, I would still like to sign him for closer to the 7-8 range than the 9-10 range. Demaris down to an 81. He wanted $4 million. Now, okay, there we go. Now it's 2.8. Jason Demaris is a possibility for us. It depends on the growth of the defense. If we have Carlson and Wood pushing for the NHL, that might be an issue. I don't know. At the very least, I'm thinking sign and figure out later. There were some thoughts about getting him moved by the deadline. By the draft. We do have a lot of money though. We have 17.148 million. Michael Frolik would take a pretty cheap deal, but he's down to a 78 overall. Tyler Bozak's down to a 78, so he would take a cheap deal as well. So do we re-sign these guys? We bother re-signing Bozak, Frolik for the fourth line at 78 overall. Do we look at Stenlund, who's down to a 77 as well? He wants... Nah, it's a qualify. Peak up to a 76, etc. Cliff Poo growing to a 71. And any goaltenders here? So Chris Drieger, we need to figure out what's up with him. Do we sign him next season to come back as a backup, a starter? I don't know what. So that's a big question for us. What is up with the goaltending next season? Do we go Elvis Korpisalo again? Do we get Drieger re-signed? What's happening here? So, man, we have the money. It's just we don't have the roster spots. Korpisalo and Elvis are both 84 overall. I don't know what to say there. If we do make a trade, what kind of holes we're looking to fill? By the way, Justin Falk up to an 87 overall. Bjorkstrand 86. Any other growth? Jenner to an 84. This is just the it's not the off-season growth yet, but just growth by the draft. So that's good. There's still a few more months to go. Looking at the progress reports here, like we said, Jenner from 82 to 84. Frolik dropped to 78. Falk up to an 87. Getting a better defensive defenseman with Justin Falk on that second pair might really be the move for us. Just, I don't know if we have the trade capital for it. In the system, fix Wolanski from a 7-8 to a 70. Dergachintsev 67. Jeremy Roy 73 to 75. Poof 70 to 71. And I don't think there's much growth aside from that. Tarasov 66. And can't forget Mattis as well, who's still at a 76 himself. So that is the growth of the players in our system. Looking at the draft class, and actually before I look at the draft class, I was just talking about defensive defensemen. So it would probably be good if I showed you an idea of who some of the defensive defensemen in the NHL are. Just sorting by, let's just sort by overall, all the way at the top. Right here, there's not usually a lot of defensive defensemen in the NHL who have a lot of who have high overalls before ones start getting generated and put into the league. So Colton Parayko has a lot of value. We just took Falk from the Blues. I don't think he'd move. Pelech is very interesting because he is just going to have his rights. We could acquire his rights. I think as a left defenseman as well. Oof, that could be very, very interesting for us. Defensive defenseman. Probably too much. Manson's possible. Vlasic, Pesci, probably too much value. Jarmelson, too close to retirement, I think. I think Pelech might be the perfect guy if the Islanders are willing to trade away his rights and we can get him re-signed. But remember, it would cost to get him signed. He'd probably be wanting $4 or $5 million, something like that. Adam Larson is around. Fits all defensive pairings, perhaps. Tanev, Graves, Sherratt. And we start going down the list here. But those are the names who are available. Let me know if you have any suggestions for those. And for upcoming UFAs, if you're thinking about that in your suggestion, here is what the game is telling us. Obviously, a lot of these guys are probably going to be signed, but going after Zach Hyman and or Adam Pelech seems like a really good idea to me. I don't know if a bigger move like going after Dougie Hamilton would quite make sense, but just to say that there are some bigger names at the top of that list that would be very interesting if they dropped the free agency. I don't know, Phil Deneau is always an interesting one for me as well. Adam Larson, like we were saying earlier. Anthony Duclair for some depth scoring. A lot of good ideas. Looking at the draft class here, first the draft board, where are we selecting with our first round pick? 26th overall. We don't pick again until the 4th round. So not the biggest deal, but might want to think about getting some picks to trade up. Not sure what else we would trade with again, like usual, because we're really low on trade capital. Yuka Hervinen, likely going first overall, a medium elite sniper, similar to Bobby Hall, A+ shooting. Oh, that's going to be juicy. Medium elite grinder as well. Really European centered top 4 there. Then Brant Clark, the first Canadian at medium elite. Going down to 26 though. Who would be around when we're drafting? It would likely be Darcy Lowe, medium top 6, potentially a 2-way forward, 3 years away, not 6'5", not bad at all. Jaden Durpos, unfortunately, we don't know much about him. 1-bar medium elite. Urkamps, Martinek, Aldrich Martinek, Theo Rachette, Lieb, Subban. Not going to take any of those guys. So, do we take that pick? Do we trade that pick in a deal looking for that second pair D-man or whatever other positions we're looking to fill? Second line center, I don't know what. And then just sorting by potential, any gems out here. Scrolling down. Oh, here's like a 3-bar medium elite. Ronnie Burahowski. We'll definitely take a shot on him at 166. 2 bars down here in our later selections. Yeah, we'll take a few shots and we'll see what sticks. But let me know any of your suggestions on all of that. And that just about wraps up the year number 1 playoffs. Coming to the record book here, closing things off. Any new records we want to check out? If we go to season records, Sam Reinhardt setting a new franchise record for most assists in a season with 62. I forgot what the old high was, but congrats to Sam Reinhardt on a great first season here with the team. No new rookie records, no new game records, just that 1 season record, which is absolutely nothing to sneeze at. Cam Atkinson's getting close to breaking some records. 1 more season would make him the longest tenured Blue Jacket of all time. Not at number 1 for games played yet, but he's getting very close to Rick Nash's 674. Getting closer in goals and points. I don't know if he's going to break those. Depends how long he stays here and how well he does, but he is getting close. So, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this playoff run. I know it was a bit disappointing. Atkinson was a monster with 6 goals. We had some ups, we had some downs. It was a nail-biter roller coaster to say the least. But I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, go ahead and leave a like on this one. Let me know what excited you or what disappointed you about this run, and what are your suggestions heading into our first off-season. You can leave a comment here on YouTube or in the Discord server with a link down in the description, where you'll also find links for everything else like the Twitch and Twitter page. But without further ado, I do thank you once again for spending the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.